Folks, just if I could just have your attention for one more brief minute. You know how they say it takes a village? Well, it took a village to create tonight. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank some of the folks who made tonight possible. The biggest one is, of course, my wife, Rosemary, and my extended family. My son, Cheyenne, and my daughter, Judy. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for coming. When I wrote this book, I thought I covered everybody in the acknowledgments, and I still managed to miss some. And it's an important someone, because he has not only done this book for me, but he's been responsible for the mapping in every book I have ever written. And that gentleman is Kurt Musselman. Somehow the publisher managed to not put the name on there when they sent to him. Gee, I wonder why. You know, those people never make mistakes. I would also like to thank David and Bruce and Spence Waldron, who gave me a wonderful hat, Mr. McGuire's hat, and all of the historians who are out there, and all of our friends who came. And I know I'm going to name everybody, but I would like to thank Cricket. By the way, there's something that you really ought to know, and that is when Stan mentioned that photograph of Brian Pohanka, and I dedicating the book to Brian, in 1984, I sat in a Vietnamese restaurant in Georgetown with Brian Pohanka, my good friend, and we talked about this book in 1984. I had just finished doing the photography for one of his first books about the plains and about Custer. I had re-photographed a group of cabinet photographs of Custer and the officers of the 7th Cavalry at Fort Abraham Lincoln. And we had just finished that exercise, that project. And we talked about, wouldn't it be great if we could do a book with my photography on the artifacts and his historical perspective. And you know, kind of work it as a team and come up with this book. Well, life got in the way, as it usually does. And from 1984 on, we were still friends, and we talked, and sometimes we talked about this, but it never materialized. And then I decided to do the book on the Crimean War, and the concept of writing a book about artifacts, with the photographs of the artifacts followed by poignant stories that underlie these artifacts, was that Brian Pohanka concept. And so I finished that book and decided, my publisher asked me if I wanted to write another one, and it came off my tongue without even thinking, and I have to do the book that Brian and I talked about. And that's what this book is. So, somewhere up there he's watching. Thank you, Brian. Tell you about how you get the book.
So here's how we're going to work it. You did forget one thing. You forgot Robbie's confidant.
Robbie knows the mystery.
Robbie knows the mystery.
He knows that Robbie's my dog. He knows the mystery, and there's one person in this audience that Robbie's been talking to. Mr. Hanky. You want to tell us the answer to the mystery, Ron? No. That's right. It's just between you and Robbie. Correct. Okay.
Okay, this is how we're going to work the book signing. If you have your ticket, which says book ticket, and you wish to have a personal inscription, please write it on the front or the back of the ticket. And then you'll come up here and I'll give you a book, and you'll pass it here, we'll kind of move these chairs away, and go up to Will, and he will sign your book. So, and in the meantime, also please enjoy the cake and the wine and whatever. So please start.
Judy, Pen.